Hello and welcome back to another Spiritual Sunday in the Sauna. Today I want to talk a little bit about a verse from Romans chapter 5 verses 3 and 4. And in this Paul's letter, he says, "We rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope." Well, I don't know about you, but whenever I feel any form of suffering, my knee-jerk reaction is not to feel hope and want to endure. Okay, as I was saying, a couple people walked in, didn't want to disturb them with my video. So whenever I personally endure suffering, maybe I'll call it pain. I think pain is a feeling, suffering is a state. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, whenever I experience pain or suffering, my first reaction is not to willfully and joyfully endure it. I often try to run away from it or get out of that state, avoid the pain, etc. But anybody that's ever trained for something, whether it's a race, a performance, a game, whatever it is, anytime you've done something that was hard and you kept doing it, over time, pretty self-explanatory, you got better at it. And that thing no longer was painful or no longer was suffering inducing and no longer induced suffering. And oftentimes when we endure a form of mental or emotional suffering, that can be the hardest kind for us to endure, and the kind that we typically maybe question God as to why he's letting that happen and why we've been chosen to endure that kind of thing. But if you look at this verse, or these verses, endurance or suffering creates endurance. Endurance creates character. Character creates hopefulness and hope. And the last part of it says, "And hope does not disappoint us, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit, which has been given to us." Now, if you've never heard these verses or you're not familiar with the Christian belief, it might be really hard to understand that. But in essence, we put our hope in God, not in ourselves, not in other people. And so when we suffer, knowing that God is always good and he's always working things out for us and he has a plan for us that's greater than anything we can imagine, with that belief and with that hope, it's so much, I don't know if easier is the right word, but enduring suffering becomes a catalyst or a means to greater hope and unity with God. And so if anybody out there is suffering, I would encourage you, in any way, shape, or form, I would encourage you to look at the times in your life that you've suffered previously and the good that has come from it, because inevitably there's always good. I'm currently suffering in this sauna. It is hot. I used to go maybe up to 7 minutes and I would feel lightheaded. I'm now at 16 minutes and 48 seconds. And it only happened because over time I endured a little bit of suffering, which created greater endurance. And now I can withstand 15 minutes in the sauna. Now it's getting to the point where I'm about to pop out. But let this just serve as encouragement to endure the suffering, because it will create endurance, it will create character, and it will create hope. I was getting a little lightheaded in there, waiting for those people to leave so I could start the video again. But anyway, and I hope you all have a wonderful and a blessed Sunday. And the next time that you endure suffering, congratulations, because you're about to get stronger in character and hopefully in hope as well. So have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll see you soon.